Hey everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker, and we all have heard about buyer's remorse. But did you know there's such a thing called seller's remorse? Yeah, so it's an actual thing, it exists, okay? Let me just backtrack a little bit over here. So when you have buyer's remorse, you've purchased something and you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have purchased this. Let me go return it. Like you bought a shirt, like I don't like this, let me go return it. It doesn't quite work like that with housing, okay? But it could, and it could be a little bit unethical, but you know, when you're purchasing a property, likely you have a condition in there for financing or home inspection or lawyer review. I mean, these conditions honestly are written in a way that it's to the sole and absolute discretion of the buyer if they want to continue with the deal. So I'm not saying to do this and it's unethical, but like if somebody has buyer's remorse, if they had a financing condition, they could technically walk out of the deal. They can say, oh, I thought I was gonna get 1% interest for 30 years mortgage term, but it's actually gonna be like 7%, so I don't wanna get this. And you don't have to give them any paperwork or anything else like that. You could just say, I'm not happy with it. Here's a mutual release. I want my deposit money back. And that's it. If you've done it within that time period, you could do it. Not suggesting you do it, but that is a possible way for a buyer to kind of reconcile their buyer's remorse kind of thing, or correct it. The other thing also is that if you buy new construction condominium, there's basically a 10-day cooling period on that. You could basically return the documents and say, I don't want to move forward with this thing in 10 days, and there's really no questions asked. They just put the inventory back in and you get your deposit back and you walk away. Likely they haven't even cashed the deposit at that point. But how does it work for sellers, okay? So sellers, unfortunately, there is no remedy for this thing. So you really have to be confident that you want to sell your house at the agreement that you are coming to before you sign it. So you have to be happy with your selling price. You have to be happy with the deposit that you're getting. You have to be happy with the conditions that are in there. So overall, if you do sign a contract and you regret it afterwards, there's really nothing that you could do. You've signed a legal document and it's going to be up to the buyers if they want to continue with the deal or not. Now, that being said, the chances are super slim, but you could actually approach that buyer's agent and say, hey, listen, my seller is not comfortable with what happened last night. There was a lot going on. They have remorse. Do you think that your buyers would let him out of the contract if I send you over a mutual release? So, I mean, that could be a discussion that you can have with the agent. But, if that buyer is excited and they really like this house, they want to move forward. Well, I mean, they did sign a contract to purchase it last night or the day before. They probably still want to move forward and they're not going to let you out of this deal. So that could be an option that you can try to investigate. I mean, if they have a conditional period, they could kind of come back to you with something and say, hey, we did a home inspection and we didn't like X, Y, and Z and we want you to correct it, or we want you to give us X amount of money off the purchase price in order for us to move forward. Well, I mean, that could be your way out of this contract as well, depending on how the amendment is positioned. So you could basically say, no, I don't want to do it. The time could expire and the contract would be null and void at that point. So that could actually happen as well. I mean, this is just more for being funny sake, okay? But you could take it literally if you want to. I mean, if you really didn't want to sell your house to somebody, you could try to mess with the home inspector and if you really wanted to. I'm not suggesting you do this, but hey, like what if you just went in and messed with all the breakers in your electrical system and did some weird stuff, throw some water on the floor and be like, oh, water damage. I mean, I'm just being funny here, guys, but you do what you want to do with it. But so my point over here is that if you are a seller, make sure you know what you're signing, make sure that you are comfortable with it. And if for some reason, okay, because we have these crazy irrevocables in real estate. This is something we got to work on in our real estate industry. 11:59 p.m., like the pressure is on, okay? Either you sign it or you lose the deal. I will tell you guys, just lose the deal. If you don't feel comfortable with it, do not sign that document. And if that buyer is a real serious buyer, they really like your house, guess what? They're gonna be there tomorrow, okay? So if you feel uncomfortable, do not sign that. I mean, there's another thing that I've just floated the idea of doing, but you're probably gonna get so much pushback on it, is that, buyers have a condition in there a lot of times, depending on what the market is, for approval of mortgage, approval of having a home inspection done. If it's my buyer, you're going to see another clause in there that says that we have a lawyer review of the agreement and the buyer's lawyer has to be okay with this agreement. I mean, why can't I put in a condition as a listing agent that is in my Schedule B or another schedule that basically says, hey, the seller's solicitor, seller's lawyer is actually going to review this contract and they have to be happy with that as well in order for us to move forward. I kind of think it's fair. If the buyer has these conditions, the seller could have a condition to have a lawyer review. Because I mean, guys, at the end of the day, let's just be real. You could have got your real estate license yesterday and you're trading someone's largest asset right now. How are you so confident that you've written this agreement to completely protect your client at the end of the day? I feel like there should be a lawyer review in this whole thing. If you guys have enjoyed this content, have any questions around, buyer or seller's remorse, what your options could be, or have you been in this situation where you've actually sold your property and you're like, God damn, what did I do here? I'd love to hear about it. You don't have to post it over here and make it all public. I have a Calendly link here on my page. Click on that. I'd love to hear your story. And if you guys want to get my opinion about a situation that you may be in, you're more than welcome to book a little appointment with me. I'll give you my perspective on your unique situation. I hope that this was informative and that you guys have enjoyed this video. And I'm very confident that I have the best real estate content in the GTA, and I need your help to let the world know. So please subscribe, like this, share it with your friends, and convince your friends to like it and share it with their friends. I'd love that. Until next time, guys, remember one thing: get Kabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.